In this corner is a fantastic little Triumph TR4 and a bit of a road rally spec. We've got a nice pair of twin Webers on there. Nice open intakes. I bet that will make quite a nice sound. Today on Car Traction, we are once again at the Cars and Caffeine meet at Combermere. We'll be seeing all sorts of classic cars, such as Granddaddy's MGB. Not as many commercials, unfortunately, but we are here in the 47 pickup and lots of sort of supercars and classic sports cars. Once again, like the MGB of Granddaddy's also got our new merch on it. They've got the old classic car MGB GT sticker. Dad made that one. We've also got the old classic car Bobby Dazzler. Granddad's got a few of these, and wow, a Car Traction sticker on it. So if you have a look at the Redbubble merch store, Dad has set up all sorts of stickers and interesting things all about old classic car and a bit of Car Traction merch as well. So if you haven't checked that out, please do take a look on Redbubble. And I'm sorry, that was a bit of a plug, so let's get to some of the fantastic old cars here. So here's us in the Dodge pickup, probably the only 40s commercial, definitely the only commercial, but probably the only 40s car here. And well, this is just absolutely stunning, isn't it? Series 1 E-Type in black, looks really sharp, doesn't it? Absolutely gleaming engine in this one. That looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it? Lovely interior as always. Very lovely car this. Interesting to see it in black. You don't see many like this, but it looks really sharp, doesn't it? That's definitely one of my favourites, and it's quite easy to say that, I know, but yeah, I like that. Ferrari Portofino, one of the sort of slightly more modern cars here, an MG RV8, the car that came after the likes of the MGB. But they had a V8 up front as standard. This is an interesting car on mini lights. Usually they have sort of slightly solid wheels. It's interesting to see one. 3.9 litre V8 says on the badge. We've also got the regular 812 Superfast. I don't quite know as much about these moderns. I should be able to talk about this one a little bit. A fantastic little Austin Cooper S over here. It's a Gonis design, of course, well-known fact. Transverse engine, very clever for the time. This is a Mark 1 car. Absolutely beautiful little car, that, isn't it? I really like that. The engine is gleaming. Yeah, great little car to drive. Slightly later Mini next to that, and a Wolseley Hornet van, the Wolseley bodied Mini. It's basically a Mini underneath with a different front, but it is a van, this one as well. This looks great, doesn't it? Nice period correct Lucas lamps, leather straps. Also got the standard P700 Lucas lamps on the front with an extra pair of spot lamps. Some quite large looking mini lights. This is actually quite a characterful little van. I quite like that. That's very cool. Also like the stickers. Got a BMC dealer sticker and a tiger in the tank. Very lovely example there. Austin A35. Nice to see a little 50s economy saloon here. Beautiful little car. TVR Griffith. Lotus, couple of Lotuses. Must be quite fun cars to drive. A Porsche on the end. There's always a good showing of Porsches here. Over there's a 205 and an MGB V8. I'll have a closer look. That looks very interesting in purple. That's just the 205. That's absolutely gleaming, that car. Here is the V8. Very sharp looking car. 3.5 litre V8 in the place of the 1.8 4-cylinder in the likes of Grandad's car. Caterham, there's also a couple of other Caterhams over here. Morgan, Aston Martin convertible. There's also Ferrari of some description. I think that's a California. A couple of Porsches. Lovely Healy over there. I'll have to have a look at that. An E36 BMW. Another Lotus. Bit of a crazy looking Beetle. I like that. Very much racing car in its style, isn't it? All racing seats and everything. A quick peek inside there. Still a manual gearbox. It's nice to see. And then this is really something special. A fantastic looking Austin Healey. Is this perhaps 106? I'll have to have a look around the back to see what engine's in this car. Oh, this is a 3000, this car, apologies. Slightly later style of interior. Actually, I'd have to say probably the middle of production. This car, lovely painted wires. Very elegant, classic British sports car. Really like those. Yeah, beautiful example there. And quite a few more sports cars. The Lotus in yellow looks very sharp. The best colour will be 80s sports car 930 Turbo. That's a lovely car, that. Slightly more modern cars over here. Porsche 996, I want to say that generation is. An Audi Quattro, that's an interesting one. And a couple more Porsches over there. Next to the big Mercedes, it's not the sort of thing I'd usually feature, but this is a very interesting little car. I want to say this is the VW XL1, and you can tell it's absolutely tiny when we compare it to the F-Type. This is a sort of little prototype sort of car from VW. It's 2015, but I believe these have like a tiny little diesel engine in, like a 3-cylinder. I'm not quite sure, but they do 260 miles to the gallon. I know that, so it's quite an impressive little car then. It's nice to see. I didn't think they made more than one, but there must be, because there's one here, so that's a very interesting sight, that. And I think quite a lovely looking little car. There we go. I think that's actually quite a sweet looking car. I like that. But unfortunately they only made probably about 3 of them. And this is one of the sort of 2 or 3 here today. It's a very interesting little car to see. There's a Corvette rolling as well over there in yellow. Best colour once again. Over here is another highlight for me, a fantastic little Fiat Abarth 595, referring to the 595cc enlarged for the Abarth car from about 500 or so from the stock car. That is just absolutely brilliant, isn't it? I love that. Beyond that, there's a Beetle Cabriolet. That's been here a few times. A Fiat Abarth 124 Spider, a bit more of a modern sports car here. Mini John Cooper Works. A Toyota Supra, that's quite a rare variant. And there's the little MX-5, California, BMW Z4, a slightly newer Z4. You can see actually how much bigger it is. Wow, that's a huge difference, isn't it? And a very cool little Austin Healey Sprite. This is a square arch car. Very lovely example. Sounded quite throaty on the way in, actually. Looks quite sharp, doesn't it? All sorts of stickers adorning that very lovely blue. Over here in this corner, just peeking out next to the Dolomite Sprint, there's a lovely little MG TF 50 sports car. Very nice example of this. Seen it here a few times. Very lovely, looks very smart indeed. And this, I know I keep saying this, but this is probably one of my favourite cars here. Dolomite Sprint. This is just absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Really sharp looking car, especially in yellow. That just looks brilliant, doesn't it? Lovely contrast with the black pinstripe. There's the interior, you can see it arcing around the driver a little bit in there. Lovely interiors in the old Triumphs. 4-speed overdrive. Oh, got a nice pair of twin Webers on there. Nice open intakes. I bet that will make quite a nice sound from the cabin and from outside as well, actually. So this has also got a little stainless exhaust set up on the rear, so it would sound good at the back and at the front from the intake of those lovely twin Webers. This is a beautiful little car, isn't it? A really sporty variant of the Dolomite Saloon of the 70s. There's the stainless exhaust. Really lovely car, this. Absolutely immaculate as well. I really like these. Fantastic little car, isn't it? A more modern Lotus, an F-Type, Honda S2000, quite a desirable little car now. A couple of Caterhams. I said we'd be seeing some more here, and well, here you are. And a few more Lotuses on the end. I really love this little VW Derbio here. Some people might mistake it for a Jetta, but no, this is a really early car based on the Golf Mark 1 with the boot, so it's a Derby. And this is absolutely lovely, isn't it? Just look at the interior in this car, it's absolutely immaculate. It's so lovely. Also, another interesting point is the gear lever. Now, I believe that style, you can see the sort of rings about it, I believe those are sort of made out of old skateboards or something. I saw it on the TV a while ago with another old VW, and I think that's something that some bloke in his shed, I'm sure, will do. Just quite an interesting little touch. Also, Combermere wheels on there, looking very sharp. A lot of these VWs get lowered. It's the same for this Derby LS. This is immaculate, isn't it? Especially inside. It's really impressive in there. Really lovely little car, that. Slightly later Golf Cabriolet here. TVR Chimera. Very cool. You can see once again the dashboard sort of arcing around the driver. And the lovely little Hillman Super Imp here. Very purposeful little car. Nice little stainless steel exhaust roll just peeking out onto the back. Of course, rear engine these cars. Don't know what access is like, but I'm sure it's quite a simple little engine. Nice wheels on it as well. Very purposeful looking little car this. Quite like this actually. Very lovely little car. Beyond that is an absolutely immaculate Series 3 Land Rover. A huge, slightly more modern American pickup. It's quite different to the likes of our Dodge, isn't it? Lovely little Ford Anglia Super over here. One of the slightly more upmarket cars of the 105e Anglia, registered on the 20th of July 1966, this car. This is a lovely example. You can see the extra bits of trim down the side. Nice bits of chrome as well, which would have been only for the Super really, which is, as I said, a slightly more upmarket car. It's a lovely example this. It's a bit awkward walking up this hill, but I hope you can see it alright. Very lovely little car, I like that. Here's a 100E old Ford with quite a few modifications. I believe this has the likes of an ST170 engine in it. I was looking around it before. I know not everyone likes modified cars, but I think this is actually quite cool. I'm not a huge fan of blacked out chrome, but apart from that, I mean, the way you look at it is there are plenty of 100Es about, so as long as it's only one or two that get modified like this, then it's alright. You're still preserving the sort of original ones, but certainly it's a very interesting little car this. There's the engine just over there. Must be quite a bit of fun as well, with sort of Revolution style wheels on there as well. Absolutely immaculate. There's a 1959 Anglia, this car. 100E, as I said. Over here's an RS2000 Escort. Another fast forward. In this corner is a fantastic little Triumph TR4 and a bit of a road rally spec over here. Lovely large mini lights on this. All the sort of rallying gear in there as well. Very lovely car. Spot lamp on the back as well. Really like that. Very, very nice car. Also complete with quite a few stickers. Very lovely example there. Corvette, that's a bit of regular to this meet. Maserati, it's probably a Gran Turismo, something like that. The TVR Cigaris, very rare car. And a great little 2CV on the end. This is a 2CV6, so quite a late car. Bamboo special. Great little car. You can see the gear lever. Hopefully you can. Well, it's somewhere there, but you got the gear lever coming out the dashboard like the likes of the Renault 4. Yeah, great little car, these, really like them. Still plenty lovely cars rolling in. There's a maroon Triumph Stag now, just coming into the meet. I haven't seen that car before. Lots of stickers in the back again. That's quite nice. We haven't seen many no stags at all actually. We've seen here, which is not very usual, is it? There's usually one of the sort of main cars you see at classic shows, but no, the only stag here is the Portofino moves. Mark III MX-5 is also behind. A few gems over here, including something pre-war. Great to see. A fantastic old MG 4-seat Taurus. Seen this one quite a few times at the likes of the Weaver Wonder show, but yeah, it never gets old seeing that. It's a gorgeous car, that. Mark III MX-5. A very interesting little Triumph Spitfire. Now, some people may mistake this for a GT6, but no. This is quite an early Triumph Spitfire with an Ashley back on it, so this is an interesting little period correct modification. Is it fiberglass maybe? I'm not quite sure. There you go, Ashley. See, take off the boots of your Triumph Spitfire and put on this very interesting little back. I believe Dad used to have the Ashley back for a little bit on one of his cars. This looks like quite an early car, certainly the earlier interior. It's a fascinating little car. I can't help but over here, I believe it has a 1500 engine in it, so the largest and latest engine, but it's still all inside and outside quite an earlier car. It's a very interesting little find, that. Looks quite sharp in that colour as well. But yeah, the Ashley top is very interesting little period modification. I believe all of this would lift up in a sort of MGB GT type style. But yeah, very interesting little car, that. I like that. Also another regular MGB Roadster, only two MGBs here. There's an MGB V8 over there which has since put its bonnet up to show off the Rover V8 engine, a 3.5 litre. But yeah, very interesting MGB Roadster over here, and quite a late XJS also here. Interesting car. And there's the row we've already looked at. Perhaps is that a new arrival, maybe that old red Carrera. That's quite a sharp looking car with the black writing down the side, isn't it, next to the E36. It's all very stripped out, this car, isn't it? I didn't realise that the first time.